We've talked about the importance of giving and receiving feedback as a way of holding ourselves and each other to account for creating the impact that we really want. This is a courageous move. It's courageous because it calls for clarity, integrity, and vulnerability. Clarity because we need to deliver our feedback in a way that's easy to understand and act upon. Integrity because we need to deliver it in a way that supports the person who's receiving it. And vulnerability because it's hard for us to hear when we're falling short of something we've committed to. So accepting feedback calls for us to be vulnerable. This can be really hard, but the rewards are huge. By holding each other to account well, we get clear on what we're collectively working towards. We align and we restitch any fraying seams in our relationships, and we strengthen our trust and our respect for each other. But holding each other to account is not an excuse for finger-pointing, blame, and accusations. Instead, we're asking each other to give feedback in a way that is clear and kind. This is something that Brené Brown describes so well in her book, Dare to Lead, and it's a lesson I've learned repeatedly in my career. To be clear is to be kind. To be unclear is unkind. Giving and receiving feedback can be hard, but it's made harder when we feel we need to cloak the message in some way that either protects the person receiving it or ourselves from the discomfort of delivering a hard message. The truth is that we avoid clarity because we tell ourselves that we're being kind. But avoidance or lack of clarity is unkind and unfair. Feeding people half-truths or even lies to make them feel better is almost always about avoiding the discomfort of a hard conversation ourselves. And that's unkind. Not being clear with a colleague about expectations because it feels too hard, yet blaming them for not delivering, is unkind. And talking about people rather than to them is unkind. And sometimes we make these mistakes because our culture leans towards nice rather than kind. And getting clarity over the difference between nice feedback and kind feedback has been so helpful to me because I know I've fallen into the trap of thinking I need to be nice and polite. And this has often stopped me from being clear and being kind. My youngest daughter helped me to understand the difference between nice and kind by saying, kind is active, nice, it's passive. Kind feedback is clear, so it allows us to move forward. Nice feedback, it's vague, it's incomplete, so we don't do anything different as a result. So how do we deliver clarity that's also kind? Here are 3 simple steps that work for me. And if you follow them, you should be able to deliver kind clarity. The first step is always to assume good intentions. When we assume that the person we're giving feedback to is intending to do the right thing, we can be gracious, no matter what we need to tell them in terms of their behaviour. And because as part of this culture sprint, you've explicitly asked each other for feedback, you already know for sure that everybody on your team already has those good intentions. The second step is to express gratitude. There is always something to recognise and thank each other for if we look for it. Because we all come to work each day to do our best. And that deserves recognition that is delivered with genuine appreciation. So find something specific you want to express your gratitude for as you give this feedback. In this culture sprint, you could express your gratitude for that person you're providing feedback to, as they've already asked for kind clarity. They want and need to hear your feedback and you theirs, so you can identify the unintentional behaviour that's holding you back. These first 2 steps establish care. They help us to position our feedback with kindness. But the third step is crucial. We must not forget the clarity. And that's the third step. Don't bury the headline. Make your feedback crystal clear and actionable. Following these 3 steps, I'm sure that you will be able to design and deliver your kind clarity, the feedback that your sprinters around you and your team have asked for and need from you. The 3 steps are designed to help us to be clear and to the point and to deliver the feedback with kindness. But these 3 steps don't eliminate the discomfort. This takes practice. But remember that choosing our own comfort over difficult conversations erodes trust, and it moves us away from meaningful and lasting change. If you want more on this topic, I've linked to a short article from Brené Brown in the email, and I thoroughly recommend her book, Dare to Lead. Until next week.